Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 men. Right? This is another episode. The name of this one is Neuralink to put another brain chip into a second patient or something around that phrasing. Just doing this quick video. I saw this article dated 21st of May 2024. All right, sent by one of the brothers in the group. Basically it says it's an article from what RT, right? It says Musk's brain chip to be implanted in a second patient, right? It says, and this is what this is where it's all going. And for all those detractors and all those who been saying that the MOTB, the mark of the beast, right, is something other than this. You're sadly mistaken. Basically it's bullshit. You're talking about just today. I met a guy who was telling me that, saying that, hey, it's not the mark of the beast, it's not the number, is not 666, and the mark of the beast is something different. No, you fool. It's the chip. And this article, on news like this, is making it abundantly clear, what that MOTTB is, right? It says Neuralink is planning to extend the trial to 10 people this year, allowing them to interact with a computer using their thoughts, right? It says a U.S. health regulator has granted permission to Elon Musk company to implant a brain chip in a second patient, despite some initial issues with the first test subject, right? Because there were some issues, right, with the first test subject, all right? Some side effects, okay, which is exactly what we've been telling you. All right, but let's read on. It says the Wall Street Journal reported on Monday the brain chip startup received approval from the Food and Drug Administration. Wow, I wonder how they got that. All right, to conduct a trial with a second patient using a modified procedure after the company proposed to fix a problem that occurred with its first test subject, right? So you see, so they're using a modified procedure. So it's trial and error. All right. So you ask all anyone foolish enough to go and do this thing, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. All right. It says the chip, which is named telepathy, right? We're gonna get the meaning of that telepathy. All right. What does that mean? Let's get the meaning of this telepathy. Telepathy, meaning
telepathy.
It says mind reading, thought transference, extrasensory ESP, clairvoyance, sixth sense. All right, but the only minds they're going to be reading is your mind. All right, your thoughts, your memories. This is what these devils going to be doing. Whereas you think they might be only going one way, no, it's going the other way as well. All right, let's get the etymology online. Let's type in telepathy. Right, it says direct communication of one mind with another by extraordinary phenomenon. All right, direct communication. So you're gonna have direct communication pretty soon with an artificial intelligence, right? And that artificial intelligence is going to be communicating into your mind, and communicating what commands to control your ass. Right? This is what this is what it's going into. All right. It says the chip, which is named telepathy, was successfully implanted for the first time in February. It allowed 30-year-old quadriplegic Nolan Arbor to control a computer mouse using his thoughts with no ill effects, according to the neurotechnology company. The surgery involved a specialized design robot placing the computer C.H.I.P, which is about the size of a coin, with ultra-thin flexible threads in the region of the brain that controls the intention to move. Neuralink explained. The C.H.I.P was then used to record and transmit brain signals wirelessly to an app that decodes movement intention. Earlier this year, Neuralink said tiny wires implanted in the brain of its first patient had been pulled out of position, right? Last week, router, so you did this, mind you, these nodes, these what you call them, tiny wires, all right, they go all over your brain. So if they pull out, basically isn't that called was bleeding any brain and damage to the brain, which the brain tissue is very sensitive. You go figure. All right, it says last week routers report that the company had known from the animal testing that the wires, which are thinner than a strand of human hair, could retract, right? So the company had known from animal that wires could retract, but they still did it on a human subject. How come the FDA, still approved for this second person to have it in them? It just shows you basically, the intention of Esau Edom. He doesn't intend to stop this shit because this is where they're going with it. This is where they're going with it. All right, the devil has a short time, and he's coming with his agenda. Right, this is let's get the book of Salakia. Let's get the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. It reads what? It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath." Because why? He knoweth he had but a short time. So he knows he has a short time, right? So guess what? He has to speed up his agenda, right? It doesn't matter what damage is done to the brains of these people. That's just collateral damage. All right, these people, these subjects are expendable. It says the chip was then used to record and transmit. In fact, let me see if I read that already. Salakia. Yeah, let's go down here. Yeah, let's read this paragraph. Middle of the paragraph, it says Reuters reported that a company had known from the animal testing that the wires, which are thinner than a strand of human hair, could retract along with the electrodes used to read the brain signals. Right? With the second patient, the quarter-size C.H.I.P will be implanted deeper into the brain to prevent it from retracting. Right? Neuralink expects to implant this device in the second patient in June. And look at that. Look at the time that they intended to implant it. June. And didn't the illustrious Bishop Nathaniel say that it's June, ain't no micro. You know the song. It's June, ain't no microchip. It's June, right? Remember that song? But he's gonna do it in what? He's gonna plant the second in June next month. Right? And that's just the irony of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to prove that the C.H.I.P is the MOTTB. Right? It says and another 8 people will participate in further trials before the end of this year. Right? The report said more than 1,000 quadriplegics have signed up for its patients registry. So they're going hard, hell, but these miracles to deceive. Right? They're going hell hard. And then when you read down, it says this would later make way for groundbreaking treatments for people suffering from physical disabilities such as paralysis and blindness, as well as illness like obesity, autism, depression, and schizophrenia. So basically, when we come up against these things, people are going to say we're crazy. People are going to say we're mad. They say we're wicked, because these people have disabilities, they have mental illness, and these things are to help people. All right, and that's what they're going to say. But at the end of the day, we know what we know from the scriptures. All right, the Lord said, don't take this shit, right? But let's hit here first, 2 Thessalonians 2, and let's start at verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. It's being revealed right now by the mouth of the Lord through his holy prophets, right? Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, right? The power on the left hand side, with all power and signs and lying wonders, right? Like healing people who suffer from these different ailments. All right, lying wonders, really and truly. When you go back into it, it's gonna cause what? It's gonna cause cancers to bust out on the skin, radiation sickness. Revelation 16 and verse 2. And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image, his system. All right. So in the NLT it says, so the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on the earth, and horrible malignant sores broke out on everyone who had the mark of the beast or worship his statue. Let's get that word malignant. Let's see what that means.
Malignant.
Evil in nature or effect, spiteful, hostile, malevolent, malicious, malign, evil intentioned, vicious, nasty, poisonous, venomous, right? That goes back to the serpent, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, so there you have it. That's what's going to happen to you when you take that. 2 Thessalonians 2, and let's continue here. And verse 10, it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And we told you not to go and take this thing. All right, but guess what? The standing with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down told you not to go and take that shit. But you receive, you Jakes, most of you receive not the love of this truth, that you might be saved. So the Lord is going to deceive you in your unrighteousness, and you're going to go and take that C.H.I.P. Right? Verse 11, it says, and for this cause the Heavenly Father shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Right? I believe that this thing is going to help them, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness, have pleasure in doing your own will. Right? Which, taking that is a sin. The MOTTB is not sin, but taking it is a sin. Right? And the Lord said, those who take it, they're going to be destroyed. Let's get out and we close it out. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9, it says what? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, right, just like the link, right, the Neuralink, okay, or in his hand, right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you go ahead, all right. You're going to be tormented with fire and sulfur, all right. And the Lord, by the King of Terrors, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in his name, it's his name. So if another warning, you best be warned. You take that at your own risk, and the risk is destruction. Right? You're gonna be put to death. I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Rakah Kodash. Double honor unto the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Till next time, Abad Babal and Shalom.